Good afternoon. My name is Maddie Brown, also known as Miss Maddie. I considered myself a non traditional student in the sense meaning that non traditional is that I worked first, did the career, and then I decided after working 30 plus years in the financial industry that I wanted to go ahead and do what I wanted to do, and that was to teach. So I decided just to do a career change, especially when I found out that I can get paid for doing this change and at the same time go to school. So while I may not be the oldest student on campus, I am the most seasoned student. The learning goal that resonates with me the most is distinguished traditions, theories, and approaches to qualitative and quantitative research, followed closely by explain major elements of educational measurement. I find both will be quite interesting, especially getting the data and finding out how they get the data and come up with what they're going to do next, especially in the limelight of getting better quality teachers and a higher percentage of students to graduate in better grades. My expectation for this course are to learn about research for future academic work, meet others in the program, and while doing this, all this will be course applicable to the degree. I am currently in the multiple subject credential program K through 8, more specifically K through 5 elementary education. This fall should have been my student teacher semester. However, when the pandemic hit, and I'm just like, am I one of the most vulnerable persons to be in the classroom, being that I am a seasoned student? And I could right now I couldn't see the possibility of not having to have hands on with the student as opposed, especially grades K through 2, without having to be able to be there to touch them and to nurture them through all the different aspects of learning their phonics, maneuvering the computer, getting on Google Classroom. So I opted out this semester to see exactly what alternative modes of instruction that they were going to be gearing up for this academic school semester. And with that said, I do plan on applying for the spring semester to the student teacher program because student teaching is the last course that I need to take in order to be awarded a preliminary credential to teach. My current position is a happy, blessed student. Happy that I don't have to get up to go to work. Happy that I am a student and that I can, how can I say it? I'm just happy, being able to be amongst those that just continuously learn. What I find out the more I learn what I don't know, is the more that I want to learn that I don't know. So it's like an ever non ending cycle because I'm not going to ever learn everything because I'm always going to want to learn more. And to get into details of the specifics of how it operates. And that takes it back to the qualitative and quantitative approach to research. For this COVID-19 season, I have been safer at home. I have been sheltered in place because I know for the first 7 weeks, it's just like my car didn't move. And when I say it didn't move, I didn't even start it up. And then when my daughter came to visit me in April, my grandson told me that I had cobwebs growing out of my tailpipe. And I'm just like, oh, Lord. I mean, my gas was in my car was high priced gas because at the time that I last put gas in my car, I paid like $3.99 for mid-grade, and now it was down to a $2.90 something. So I had quite expensive gas in my car, and I didn't want to mix it. So, needless to say, a tank of gas lasts me for 5 months. That was quite interesting to me. Also, what I did, I cleaned my house. When I say I cleaned my house, I cleaned windows, I cleaned blinds, I clean, which I don't normally do because students don't have time to do that. Even a retired student, uh, career person. But anyhow, quite interested. The house look like different. I have room to study in my little study room now. Don't have to move stuff around. So actually, what I did is I boxed up the last 2 years of liberal studies because I was a liberal studies major. So it's just like I'm gonna need that. I'll refer back to that. So all I did was put it in a box, move it over in the corner. So now I have boxed it up and moved it to the kitchen to go outside for storage. But anyhow, um, that's that's about me. One more interesting fact that I may find is that I have three adult children, all of which have higher ed degree. When I say higher ed degree, all three have bachelors, two have masters. One is a PhD grad student, soon to be a candidate for the PhD program at the University of Madison, Wisconsin. Um, Believe it or not, educational research. But he's currently superintendent of the juvenile probation department right now in Houston, Texas. So he's working that PhD and the job at the same time because this was a job opportunity where he was recruited, and it was like, Mom, am I going to get my PhD, or am I going to do the job? I said, well, what is the salary? And then I told him, you don't turn your collar down uh, except to straighten it out. So anyhow, that's one interesting fact about me. Plus, he gives me lunch money allowance every 2 weeks, which really makes it good. Um, and then I have the one daughter that's a manager of the probation department in Fresno, and the other one that is an associate marriage and family therapist. So the kids support me 100% as far as going back to school, but they don't help me with my homework. They'll tell me to work it out. So that's my introduction, and I hope to meet all of you real soon. Thank you.